Not the very first time. Okay. Okay. Create a user. You've got this option as well. Use a network login if you want. Switch my home directory if you want to get into all that, but you don't need to. The time looks good to me. So let's look at that again. There we go. Yeah, it's good to have your time synced over the network. Alrighty. Time is very critical. You know that for any kind of service on any kind of operating system. Yeah, we'll let it do its crash dump. Say yes. Alrighty. Let it reboot to do that kernel dump thing in case something goes wrong. So we could tell them all about it so they can fix something that they probably already fixed in 6.5. Here we go. And you can see from our little monitor there, got hard drive, so it's loading. And we're at our first desktop. Log in. And this has got what I mean by a very Spartan desktop. Alright, so we're on our desktop. You can see that we have a network connection here. We can actually go ahead and even get on the internet, but I want to check something here. Sometimes the settings don't hold that you actually set when you install the OS, so I'm going to go ahead and edit. Okay. Make sure which one. It's showing a connection. Ethernet 1 is the active. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this so we don't confuse ourselves. And we'll set this to the state it should be. And again, I always recommend a static address. Do /16. And again, this is not Windows, so actually this is wrong as well. Alrighty. We'll put in our DNS servers. Alrighty. Won't bother with the search domain right now. We'll apply that. There you go. So we're hooked up. And Watch your little icon in the bottom here. Watch the little network thing. I'm going to go ahead and open a web page. And you see there's activity there. It's a good thing. Now, here's why the big reason I wanted the desktop. Because it's going to make it a heck of a lot easier for us to do our Z-panel install. Just do a little search up here. Download. And you see, we're just going to pretty much go to the Z-panel install, and we're going to just do a cut and paste here. Okay, now we want to try to get Z-panel installed since we've got CentOS up and running. First thing we want to do, let's get a terminal window open. And let's go in as a super user. You can't really install anything in Linux without being root, or at least ask for the root password. Now, here's the deal. Z-panel has some doc files here, some how-tos in that. We don't have to worry about removing anything here. We don't have any. This is very basic. Usually this line works for most people. We'll try it. But I'm not holding out much hope. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it did work. It's the default installer line. Usually on CentOS there's a problem with curl. Curl, we actually had to do an install of curl on the CentOS on itself. So now it works, but there are other methods, and I'll show you that in a second here. Well, let's go ahead and just start the install here while we've got it up and looking at it. We're in the Americas. And United States. And this is where I am. Say yes. And that's fine. And this is the fully qualified domain name. Now, this is going to have to be, if this is a public-facing server, which it probably won't be, if it's not behind a NAT wall, if you're not directly exposing this server to the internet, then it's going to be netted. So you should be actually kind of okay to use whatever your local is, because you got to talk on a local network anyway. So this could be changed later though, because you're going to have some translation going on anyway. For now, I'm going to leave this as is. Okay, now that it's picked up my public server, which is, it's gone outside my firewall. It found it, so I'm going to say, yeah, okay. And I'll let it install. If that external server IP is wrong, you want to fix it now, because it's kind of a pain to go in and change it later. So now it's doing the install. And that's the important thing. You want a bare base, clean CentOS install. You want anything installed. You want it base and clean. If you've got HTTPD or MySQL installed, get rid of them. I already knew that it wasn't in this particular distro when I did the install. I purposely make sure that it didn't load. That's why I wanted a minimal desktop, because it will interfere and it will screw up Z-panel. Okay, so it looks like we've got the install done. Go ahead and do it. It takes a while. Just going to restart the server. This one, it took about 40 minutes to download everything. So And this is the good part because we've got 6.4 installed. Well, you notice that we didn't update 6.4 at all. We let it zPanel go ahead and download what it needed and update whatever it wanted, because this whole installation is all about zPanel. That always comes first. And you see we've got CentOS 6.5 now. So it did